Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System, NMVTIS Training and Refresher. I am Chiffon Foster from the Business Process Development Department. Let's start off with some housekeeping. If you have any questions, email them to your RM and they will be sent to Aaron Rosenfeld, VP of Corporate Operations. This way, all questions and answers can be distributed throughout the entire company. Lastly, there will be a copy of this training on the business process development portion of my co-part. In this course, we will begin with NMVTIS background, definitions, and requirements, then move on to training examples. We will close with frequently asked questions and some additional information. NMVTIS was originally created by the Department of Justice, or DOJ, to protect consumers from fraud and unsafe vehicles entering the roadways. Every vehicle that enters Copart's inventory must be evaluated on whether it should be reported to NMVTIS. You can find additional information on the DOJ website for NMVTIS at www.vehiclehistory.gov. There are requirements that Copart must follow to be compliant with the law. Copart is required to report all total loss, salvage automobiles, and junk automobiles that enter its inventory. As stated already, all insurance total losses are automatically reported. General managers are responsible for assessing non-insurance clean title vehicles. Only the GM should be assessing vehicles. There are financial implications for Copart for vehicles that are not reported that meet the salvage automobile requirements. Total loss: the cost of repair, plus projected supplements, plus projected diminished resale value, plus rental reimbursement exceeds the cost of buying the damaged vehicle at pre-event value minus the proceeds of selling the vehicle for salvage. Salvage automobile: an automobile that is damaged by collision, fire, flood, accident, trespass, or other event to the extent that its fair salvage value plus the cost of repair for legal operation would be more than the fair market value immediately before the event that caused the damage. At this time, we find this extremely difficult and in many cases impossible to apply these definitions as salvage value, for the equation cannot be determined until after sale. In turn, we had to come up with a way to report vehicles and have come up with the following. Remember, the general managers need to decide if they will report the vehicle to NMVTIS based upon the severity of damage. Let's move on to 3 examples on how you would decide these. Light, moderate, or severe. Which of these 3 categories would you classify this? Correct. This should be classified as severe and reported to NMVTIS. Severe damage is any damage you would classify as major, extreme, or catastrophic. Light, moderate, or severe. Which of the 3 categories would you classify this? Correct. This should be classified as moderate and reported to NMVTIS. Moderate damage is any damage you would classify as limited, midway, or reasonable. Light, moderate, or severe. Correct. This should be classified as light and would not be reported to NMVTIS. Light damage is any damage you would classify as small, insignificant, or minor. There may be events that have caused significant damage to a vehicle that we would not report. There may be vehicles that are damaged but not a reporting requirement for the lots being evaluated by the GM. The examples are not a complete list, however, give you a good idea of what to look for in making your determination of reporting. Hail damage. Since the damage is purely cosmetic and does not affect safe operation of the vehicle, we would not report these vehicles. Vandalism, where the exterior may have been keyed, spray painted, or other means that does not affect safe operation of the vehicle. Vandalism, stolen radio or parts in the interior that do not affect safe operation of the vehicle. Minor dent and scratches, where the exterior may have dents or scratches that does not affect safe operation of the vehicle. However, we do need to be cautious if there was significant water damage, similar to a flood. The vehicle would be reported. Copart currently reports to NMVTIS all vehicles with water, flood as the primary or secondary damage code. Here's our first example, a 2000 Chevy C1500 Silverado. We would not report this vehicle to NMVTIS as this would be light damage. Take a look at this Hyundai Sonata. We can see that the damage is from a collision. The front bumper is off and there's damage to the rear end. We would use our judgment to determine we would report this vehicle as this would be moderate damage. At first look, it appears this Ford Explorer has not been damaged significantly. But when you take a closer look at the damage code, it states rollover. While the damage looks minimal from the pictures, while you are performing your in-person GM review of the vehicle, you will see structural issues from the accident. This vehicle would be reported to NMVTIS as this would be moderate damage. Taking a look at this Acura TL, we see that the rear bumper is falling off. Is this vehicle damaged enough to report to NMVTIS? For this vehicle, we would not report as this would be light damage. Now we have a Honda S2000. You can see from the pictures it has been in a front end collision. Now we need to determine if the damage is significant enough to report. Again, using our judgment, we would report this vehicle as this would be moderate damage. Let's determine if this Pontiac Grand Am would be reported. You can see the passenger mirror hanging and some damage to the rear quarter panel. You can also see the radio is coming out of the dash. Because the damage seems to be only cosmetic, we would not report this vehicle as this would be light damage. This Mercedes shows damage in the pictures, but the loss type is the important one. You can see it was a burn as well as rear trunk damage. The burn damage may extend further than was inspected by the body shop or adjuster. So yes, we would report this vehicle as this would be moderate damage. We have a Chevy Tahoe, and you can see from the pictures it has been surgically stripped. Now we need to determine if the damage is significant enough to report. Again, using our judgment, we would report this vehicle as this would be moderate damage. Looking at this BMW 325i, it appears it does not have any loss or damage type that would indicate anything unusual. We would not report this vehicle as this would be light damage. Let's move on to some frequently asked questions. How will Copart report the non-insurance lots in CAS? By using the NMVTIS pending option in the GM menu, the GM will print the lots listed by row location or lot number using F8, then take the report outside to assess all vehicles on the list in person, making note if they are to be reported. The GM will bring the completed list back inside and in CAS option GM menu 34, mark Y or N next to the vehicles as it was identified for the physical inspection. Make sure after pressing enter to then hit F5 to accept. The lots marked Y will be reported under Copart NMVTIS reporting requirements. Take note, high volume yards may want to do this daily. Are other vehicle types included in the NMVTIS reporting process or just automobiles? Yes, all other vehicle types are included except inspection lots. How do we handle vehicles previously sold at Copart? Do we need to report the vehicle to NMVTIS every time it sells? Yes, we report the vehicle based on current condition every time it sells and the buyer pays. Are we notifying the buyer that we reported the vehicle to NMVTIS? The buyer terms and conditions disclose that all vehicles are potentially subject to NMVTIS reporting. How are the insurance total losses automatically reported, and does Copart have to do anything on the insurance lots? The CAS system is programmed to automatically report non-inspection insurance vehicles. An inspection release question will determine the proper flag to set for inspection vehicles. Not all clean titles are labeled as such. Will the CAS report pull all titled lots? All titled vehicles will be included in the CAS NMVTIS reporting program process. Salvage and junk title vehicles are automatically reported as the programming has dictated. Are clean title with salvage history vehicles exempt from the NMVTIS process? No. Clean title with salvage history vehicles will be on the NMVTIS presale report and must be reviewed by the GM to determine the reporting to NMVTIS. Are other positions in the yard, such as AGM, YM, able to help with the NMVTIS inspection? GMs are responsible for the function. In the GM's absence, work with the RM for a suitable resolution. What about buy it now, make an offer vehicles? All lots eligible for NMVTIS pending run through the NMVTIS pending screen for processing by the GM. Here is some additional information you need to know. Inspection vehicles are not to be released from inspection until we receive the original title or the seller specifically states to remove the vehicle from inspection. NMVTIS reporting will be triggered once the vehicle is taken off inspection. For example, if the vehicle is removed from inspection early and then owner retained at a later date when not part of a total loss settlement, it will report to NMVTIS erroneously. Vehicles not cleared from the NMVTIS pending queue by 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time the night before the scheduled sale will be removed from that sale automatically. No vehicle should ever fall into this category. Also, please note, GMs need to pay close attention to the lots when utilizing the NMVTIS pending option in CAS. Once a vehicle is flagged Y in CAS, the flag is set and the information has been transferred to NMVTIS. Vehicles flagged as Y in error must be reported for the flag to be updated. If the vehicle has met all criteria to report, the flag may not be removed. GMs can change a N flag to a Y flag using option number 35 NMVTIS Resend tool in the GM menu. When doing an owner retain, and ask, is this vehicle being returned or retained to the insured or shop as part of a total loss settlement, the Y or the N is what would trigger CAS for potential reporting to NMVTIS. Yes equals report to NMVTIS, no equals no reporting. If you answer yes to this question and it is not part of a total loss settlement, it will cause problems for the owner in the future. As a reminder, we ask that you email all questions to your RM. This way we can communicate the answers to all GMs and not just this training session. Thank you everyone for attending and have a good day.